Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 6 a.m. Swingers Club with Sensei David Hills and
Kendra McLaughlin.
hello. Hey, it's midweek. It's Wednesday already. It's fantastic. I hope, no, not Thursday, Wednesday. I hope everybody's having a fantastic week. But this morning, I wanted to talk a little bit about fear and not your fear, but other people's fear for what you're doing. So, and if you see my post, I post a quote every morning on Facebook. And so you can follow me on Facebook, Kendra McLaughlin, if you'd like to. It's a nice morning quote. It helps me in the morning, and I'm hoping that it helps other people. But anyway, my quote was about fear. And the message that I want to say today is don't let other people's fear stop you from doing what you really want to do. A lot of times that's what happens if you pick something that you want to do and this little voice on your shoulder is saying, well, what is my family going to think, or my best friend, or so and so, or this or that. And a lot of times that stops people from even beginning to do what they want to do because of the fear of what others are going to say or how others are going to perceive you. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. This is your life. You get to create your life. It doesn't matter what other people think. And I just want to stress that because it's not that other people in my life do that to me, but it's me thinking about what others are going to say that stops me sometimes or slows me down. So it's something to think about when you go to start a big project or something new. Think about what you're telling yourself in your voice, in the things that you tell yourself. Think about that. It's kind of subtle, so it's a lot of times we don't see it. But what are we working on today,
I
Sensei?
get a lot of judgment from my dog.
Yeah, Bugaboo judges us all the time.
What we're going to work on today is a mobility exercise and warm up that it's not kettlebell training, but it's something that I use to warm up my kettlebell class because it does a really good job of rotator cuff work as well as just general cardio of the body and get the body loosened up. So we're going to practice this to start. So what I want you to do is find yourself some place on the ground where you got some room.
I want to make sure that
You're fine. Just give it a push at the bottom. Okay. So this is what the actually let me just so this is what you're going to do. You're going to start with your feet wide, maybe 1.5 shoulder widths wide. And then you're going to reach your hands out on the floor and make a giant square, right? Don't have it too narrow. Don't have it too short. Make it a square. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to pick up one foot in the opposite hand. And now what you're going to do is I want to take this foot and I'm going to place it where that hand was and place this hand where that foot was so that I am now face up with the same square. So I'm going to go back. Start with that a couple of times. Give it a shot, Miss Kendra.
I already did it wrong.
A little wider.
Okay, a little wider than shoulder.
Yeah, 1.5, 2 shoulder widths apart. Now pick up a leg. Pick up a hand. And then you're going to set that foot where the hand was and your hand where the foot was. Okay. And then just go back the way you came. Do that a couple of times until that feels smooth. You'll feel that what happens is your square changes shape. You want to try and get the square as much as you can stay approximately the same shape. Now try with the opposite hand and foot.
Now, if you have trouble keeping your square, you can always put something down on the floor. I was thinking pot holders.
Well, be careful that you don't put something that slides. You don't want to put your hand on something and have it slide.
That's true. Something that maybe you can stick something to the floor.
I tried this with Post-it notes and it didn't work really good. One thing you can do is just take a little bit of tape and put some little X's on the floor if they don't come up. But be careful that what you put down doesn't slide, and you don't want to put something big down, but you'll put your hand on it and then it'll slide off of it.
Yeah, that's
just for safety purposes.
So go ahead and show us what it looks like when you have it in action.
Okay.
This actually looks really cool.
The next piece of this looks like this, right? I'm going to pick up my hand and foot and switch. And now I'm going to pick up the other hand and foot and switch. So these two, so I'm going to say my right hand, then my left hand. And what happens is you end up going in a circle. Then you can pick up the opposite hand and foot and go in the opposite direction. There you have it.
Wow.
Give that a try.
Oh boy.
This takes a little bit of practice. Well, I've been doing this for years. This is a game. This is something we used to do with my kids and my jiu-jitsu students. Opposite hand and foot. Opposite hand and foot.
I ended up over here.
That's okay. That's why the game is to try and make sure you maintain the square. But it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect.
And then
Look at that. Nice. Excellent. And now you're breakdancing.
hey, I've always wanted to learn how to break dance. It's actually fun when you get it down.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of just go as fast as you think you can go.
Right. Now there's a variation on it that you can do, which is sort of more of a wrestling technique, right? So you go from that same square, you pick up hand and foot, slide the leg through and sit.
Oh.
Right? It's called sitting through.
Yep.
Same idea. Give that one a try.
Yeah.
Sit. Put this hand on the knee. Yep. Back up the way you came. Just extend that leg.
Oh, okay.
So you're sitting
Gotcha.
and sticking that leg through.
Okay. Gotcha.
So your square is getting a little long,
It is.
which is going to make it harder. Now you'll notice this has a little bit of resemblance to the Turkish get up.
Yeah, because you're using your hips to get using this leg.
Opposite hand
And the opposite
to lift.
to get up.
Right. So this is going to help with the mobility for the positioning of. So, yeah, there it is. And this is sort of a good way to familiarize yourself with the process.
Huh. Yeah. And it gets your core fired
Yeah.
as well.
Very nice.
Let's see who's joining us this morning. You know, I don't know if you were here on Monday, but we had decided on Monday that we were going to stop caffeine.
Yeah.
And we did 2 days of no caffeine. And yeah.
It was really, really
Yeah.
bad.
I love my cup of coffee in the morning. I get up at 4:45. So once I have my coffee, I'm good for the day. We'll just limit it to 1 cup. So we have my brother Paul. Good morning, Paul. And Craig, so happy to have you here this morning. Every morning I see you. And then Glenn, Marco. I'm not sure your, let me just give a wave. Cool. And we've got Darcy here on my Facebook. And do we have anybody on YouTube?
I see one person, but I'm not sure who it is.
Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. We have a lurker. So happy to have you here this morning for our kettlebell workout. And I guess we can get started on the actual workout.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So what should I do for size kettlebell?
Just go with your regular size kettlebell. You know, and so for most women, the regular size kettlebell is going to be either an 8 kilogram or a 12 kilogram. So ultimately, yours would be a 12 kilogram.
I think I should start with that because
Yep. And the 8, when I say regular kilogram, you can look at RKC, Russian kettlebell certification. They have a chart that goes by your weight and age and gender, and if you subscribe to such arcane notions, and that will give you some basic guidelines on what size kettlebell to use. They say that the average woman is going to use this 8 kilogram kettlebell. A tall or reasonably strong woman is going to use a 12 kilogram kettlebell, and a very strong woman is going to use this one, a 16 kilogram.
that will be me someday.
Yep, absolutely. I've been using this one here. For the men, it's recommended that the average man, 16 kilogram kettlebell, a strong man would be a 53-pound kettlebell, and a very strong man would be a 70-pound.
That's a lot of weight.
It's a lot of weight.
Especially when you're doing overhead stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. It's sort of pressing a 2 pound kettlebell, which is a 70-pound kettlebell, is like a rite of passage in Russian culture.
But it's a great workout. I know I've mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again because I think it's important. David is 53.
50. I'll be 53 now.
So David's 52 going on 53. I'm 57 going on 58. So for those of you who don't think you can do something like this,
no excuses.
There's no excuses, young or old. And I'm going to give you this advice. For those of you who are in the younger set, start taking care of your body now, because it may seem like a long way away that you'll be 50 or 60 years old. I'm telling you right now, it comes like this. And you want to make sure that you're in good shape so that you can do things. It's really not always about looks. It's about how your body functions. And that's why these kettlebells are so fantastic to work with. So I'm so grateful that I have my trainer here in my house to teach me. And we're here to teach you as well.
Okay, grab your kettlebell. Put it out in front of your feet. 2 hands on it. Seat your shoulders. Sit back into your hips. And starting with 10 swings. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. One-handed. Switch hands. Change hands. Alternating. Bring it to the rack. Do some squats. Sitting back into your hips. 1, 2, Change hands. To the rack. Now we switch to the other.
Okay. And do overhead stuff?
Yep. All right. Reach down, grab the kettlebell by the horns. Swing it up in front of your chest. We're going to do halos, 5 in each direction. 1, 2, 5. Change the direction. 1, 2, 4, 5. Bring it down. You're going to swing it back and forth like a pendulum. Now all the way around the back of your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it down and set it down. Whew. Very nice.
That gets your blood going, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cardio.
All right.
Heart beating. Blood pumping.
So we're going to do some rotations. This is work for the forearm and shoulder.
You might want to stand a little closer to the camera with your kettlebell so we can actually see how your arm is rotating.
So bring the kettlebell up to the rack position. Be sure to have the handle, holding onto the handle with your pinky to the middle. So your hand is offset. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Not here, but here. Bring your kettlebell to the rack. Open your hand, point just your pinky to the sky. Make sure it's a straight line from the pinky to the elbow. Rotate around that line. 1, 2.
I would even go a little bit closer to the There you go.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, set it down. You're going to do the same thing, same rotations, the radius radiating around the ulna, but with the ball up, handle stand position. Feel free to use the other hand to balance it, but ultimately you want to eventually do it without that support. So, same thing, reach down in the same fashion with the kettlebell, pick it up. Now swing it up to a handle stand position. Now you're rotating the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. Swing and change hands. Bring it up. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 10. Bring it down.
So don't worry if you have to use your other hand as stability. That's what I had to do until I developed some more stability and strength in my forearm. And I had to. I couldn't even get it up.
It's totally fine.
So that's
now one of the things to think about with this exercise. People think, the ball starts to drop and they think, oh, it's too much grip strength. This does not require a lot of grip strength. Let me demonstrate.
So he's got 2 fingers holding that one, not even holding onto it.
It's balance. Balance is strength. Balance and coordination are a bigger factor in your strength than muscle size. This is one of the things that people don't understand. This is one of the things that Kettlebell points out very well. Okay, let's get to it then. Let's do a series of foreplay, which is swing, high pull, rack and press all the way to the bottom, snatch, and then you're going to bring it down, change hands, and do it on the other side. High pull, rack and press, and snatch. We'll do a set of 5 of those. Here we go. Swing, high pull, rack and press, to the bottom and snatch. Change hands. There's your swing. Now high pull, rack and press, snatch. That's 1. Change hands, high pull, rack and press, snatch. Change hands, high pull, rack and press, snatch. That's 2. Change hands, high pull, rack and press, snatch. Change hands, high pull, rack and press, snatch. That's 3. Change hands, high pull, rack and press, snatch. Change hands, high pull, rack and press, snatch. Again, change hands, high pull, rack and press, snatch. Change hands, high pull, rack and press, snatch. Pull it in, set it down. Whew. Move on to the thighs. We're going to do a set of lunges. We're going to keep the kettlebell racked. Stepping with the opposite leg, you're going to step forward and then step back. Come back to the middle. We'll do 5 on each side. Okay. Here we go. Bring it to the rack. Stepping forward with the opposite leg. All the way to the back. And up. Again. Last one this side. Change hands. Opposite leg step forward. Step back. Pause. Forward. Back. Pause. Forward. Back. Pause. Forward. Back. Forward. Back. Middle. Sit there. Okay, guys, I think we're there. Ready for 100 swings.
100 swings.
100 swings.
Regular swings?
Regular swing.
Wow. Okay. Hold on a second. You want my hands off. See if anybody else is
I do see more people on here. I see email addresses.
Oh, I think there's.
There's Paul, Frederick, Cheryl,
Yeah.
Richard. Nice to see you folks.
100 swings, guys.
100 swings. Either side of the kettlebell. Fold at the hip. Seat the shoulders. And begin. 1. 10. 20. 30. 40. 50. Halfway there. 60. 70. 80. 90. 100. Woo.
Wow. Oh, that wasn't so bad.
Piece of cake.
Whoa. It gets the cardio going for sure. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your support. And most of all, we're here to help you. We're here to help others maybe create a foundation of good health and good physical body movement. So So grateful to have you here, and I hope this was helpful for you today. Sending you love, peace, joy, happiness, and abundance for all of those in the world who need it today. We're so grateful to have you here joining us at 6 a.m. Whew. Wow, I'm like totally sweating. It's such a great workout. It really works, my core and my muscles. So super happy to be able to be just so grateful to be able to physically be able to do this. And if you can, you should do it. You should be moving.
If we can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.
Bright and early.
6 a.m. Swimming club kettlebell training. Love you all.